Sky Sports playing the big Derby weekend advertising at the moment. Not really sure that Fulham versus Chelsea is a big derby. You know, Fulham might hate Chelsea for squatting in their patch 25 years after they were already there. But I'm not really sure Chelsea are that bothered about them. They're only focusing on their recent history. So they're only really interested in beating teams like Tottenham because obviously we're coming into a bit of form now. So for them, their biggest rivalry is us and Arsenal. Maybe I guess a little bit from when Arsenal in the 90s were the best team in London. They were winning the trophies and stuff like that. And Chelsea were coming along and then started trying to buy their players to improve their own squads and take them onto this run that they've been on of becoming some big team in their own heads. So I don't see that as a derby. Same as the Scouse derby. Yeah, whatever. You know, those guys, they're all family members, aren't they? All interbreds and all the rest of it. So they're going to be sat next to each other, all happy-go-lucky and patting each other on the backs and shaking each other's hands at the end. So it's not really a derby, is it? You know, if you want a real derby, you know, you look at things like Celtic Rangers. That's a big derby, probably for the wrong reasons. Villa Birmingham. I mean, you know, that's a big derby. You know, it's a city with a couple of teams in there, and they genuinely do dislike each other. And for those of you on the south coast that will know, Southampton and Portsmouth, that's a real big derby, believe it or not. It's not just football. Those teams absolutely hate each other, and the cities actually hate each other. It was a bit of a culture shock for me when I moved down to the south coast, but you know, it is what it is. But out of these three games on Sunday, there is no bigger derby than the North London derby. You know, we have hated Arsenal ever since they come squatting, and we always will. They've hated us because we were the better team. We played the better football. We were the team that everyone wanted to be like. Yeah, okay, recent history. They've had some good times. You know, under Wenger, who they hounded out of their club, they had some good times. And yeah, okay, it's been shit for a while. And only time will tell whether Unai Emery is going to be the answer to what was their biggest question. Could they survive without Wenger? Be interesting to see if Wenger actually goes to somewhere like Bayern Munich and then wins the Champions League. That'd be quite funny, I guess. You know, in some parts, I'm not bothered. I don't really think about these other clubs. I only think about my club. But this weekend is going to be quite interesting. I always dread the North London derby because it doesn't matter what form you're in. Sometimes, if you're the worst team, you come out with a better result than if you're the best team. You only got to look at last season. You know, they turned up. They wanted it. You know, they wanted the pride. They wanted the bragging rights. They wanted the 3 points. So that's a real challenge for me. We're going in off of a good run. We've started playing some good football. I mean, Chelsea was unreal. I don't think we've played like that since we played Liverpool last season, where we turned them over, and I thought we gave them a real good lesson. The Inter game was another good game, to be fair. Very frustrating being there, chance after chance after chance, going begging. But I felt that that's what Inter wanted. They just wanted to sit there. They needed to nick a point, and they were happy with that. Soon as we got the goal, different game. They came out a little bit more, and you know, it opened up a little bit. But we're coming into some form, and we're playing some better football. We've been grinding out some results to get in crap games. So now, you know, we're actually starting to get somewhere and look a bit more like the Tottenham team that we know we can be. You know, a lot's been said about, you know, not having any signings and stuff like that. But some of those guys that we signed last year, that have been quiet have started to come good. And so the old adage of, like a new signing, it's absolutely true. Who would have thought that Musa Sissoko would have put in the performances he has over the last sort of 4 or 5 games. Eric Lamela, I know he's took a little bit of stick, which I don't understand, but there you go. For the last game, but I mean, he's started scoring goals. He's very direct. He's getting involved. Same again with Lucas Moura, Sonny coming back from the Asian Games, and and he always looks a threat, big time. And then you cannot write off Harry Kane. Even when he's not scoring goals, his overall play is fantastic. He does so much for that team. His passing ability, his hold-up play, and so on and so forth. He is an absolutely immense for this team. And for a player who's on a goal drought, he scored more goals in a goal drought than anybody else I've ever known. So, look out. Look out is the answer, because if all these guys start playing to their potential, then, arguably we could be unstoppable. In defence there, we've got Toby Alderweireld back, who, to be fair, didn't play a lot last season because of his contract issues and his injury and blah, 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 and because of Sanchez playing so well. And then you got Juan Foyth coming good and winning man of the match in his game for Argentina. So, I mean, there's a lot to be positive about within the team. But we cannot afford to be complacent. Make no mistake, Arsenal players will want it. They will want to win. They want to turn it on for their team. They want to turn it on for their fans. Unai Emery's going to want to win a North London derby. Of course he is, So the big issue is, are we going to turn up there, believing our own hype, and getting turned over? I hope not, obviously. And I think if we come away with a draw, I'm not going to cry my eyes out. But when I look at our team and I look at how we play and I look at where we're coming from, for me, we should be looking at winning this game and comfortably winning this game. I'm thinking, a nice, comfortable 2-0 win. But who knows? Anything can happen in a derby game. We all know that. So we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome is at the end of the game. And it would be lovely to finish off this terrible, terrible week. Because I've been bricking it, as you know in my last video. I've been bricking it. Adrian Durham, he told me I weren't going to sleep in that. But I'm quietly confident, provided we do what I know we can do and we don't let the occasion get to us. I think we need to play well, play with our heads, keep it calm, and go out and smash them. That'd be lovely. So, at the end of it all, I've just got one more thing to say, and you know what that is. Up the Spurs.